Alrighty, this is the draft analysis video for the second game of our first week matchup. This is 62% of RTZ is the Jag stack versus Meepone, which I think is Apes stronger together. So first game, a little bit of background. We drafted really well, I thought. So we had a stand-in player. We're missing somebody. Have Mukau standing in. He's around the same rank. I think he's like 2 stars below Meyer. Meyer's like Legend 3. Mukau's, I think, Legend 1. Either way, his signature offlaner is Lone Druid. His signature core hero is Lone Druid. So we picked that and Treant, which is the best combo in lane, and absolutely stomped the lane. So that earned a first round ban. So we got our Lone Druid banned out, and then they banned out Warlock. Just kind of interesting, but not a big deal. I think the Warlock the team was discussing, someone mentioned it's just a strong pick right now. I don't think that was a target ban. We targeted Rubik, which is pretty important. I nominated that in the scouting because the one guy plays Rubik 4 times more than anything else. And then we took out one of Meepone's cheese heroes. We basically target banned him the entire time, other than the Rubik. That was a mistake. Should have known better. Should have pushed off trying to nuke one of Meepone's heroes. If he's going to first pick one of his cheeses, we can build the rest of the team around that. So I didn't need to waste the first 2 bans on Meepone's hero, worrying that he was going to first phase pick something. So I should have taken out the Enigma, knowing that that was the other guy's best hero by far, and really would have hurt their offlaner pool if he didn't have that choose room. Or I could have just deny picked it. We had first pick, and I picked some generic P4. I ended up picking Snapfire as a flex. We ended up running as a 3. And of course they snapped up Enigma for second pick. So that was a drafting mistake by me. There's a lot of them in here. So the whole draft was unfortunate for us. So they grabbed the Enigma, and then they grabbed the Oracle with it. The Oracle is David's star hero. And that's okay. We were going to let that through any which way. We weren't going to use a ban on that at any point. But I should have seen the Enigma coming and either denied it or banned it. So we end up taking the Silencer as a direct counter to the Enigma. Sounds about right. We're going to flex that. So we weren't sure if the Enigma was going to be, the Silencer was going to be a 3 or a 5. We were trying to keep it as a 3 because we didn't like the idea of running the Silencer 5, but we could if we had to. We were thinking we would take Tidehunter if we saw a Lycan, and then otherwise the Silencer would play the offlaner. Unfortunately, in practice, that didn't work out a lot. The Silencer as a core was trying to, right-click enemy heroes a lot in team fights, and so I think 3 out of the 4 times where we would have wanted the Global Silence to cancel the black hole, the Silencer was in the black hole, so that didn't work out fantastic. Early part of the draft, I think, went okay, though, so we ended up taking the Clockwork after we saw the Nyx. With the Nyx pick, we shifted the Snapfire away from being a 4 to a 5. We didn't think the Snap 4 was a good matchup against the Nyx mid-game, so it became a hard support Snapfire, and then we wanted a tanky 4 in order to help frontline a little bit, especially because the Silencer was going to be so squishy and vulnerable. So we ended up going with Clockwork. I think that worked out pretty well in the early game. That was fantastic, but once we got to the mid-game, we started to run out of damage, and the Clockwork just wasn't tanky enough to survive getting blown up in a couple seconds. It wasn't much of a tank at all. I was able to split the fights a few times with Cogs, but for the most part, I would just get deleted by the Naga Siren or 3 of the other non-carry heroes in the backline while I was trying to split someone off. Ended up going Urn. Talked about that with the team. I didn't want to go Urn. They reinforced that it was a good idea. I still stand by the Urn was not very great for us in this game, but that's okay. Otherwise, the ganking potential of the Clock was pretty good. So we take the Ember Spirit after they took Quap. So we saw the Quap. We knew that was going to be the mid. Kobe was significantly lower than our mid player. So we took the Ember thinking that was going to be a pretty good matchup and would help us later game. And then expecting Meepone to try and take his carry last. Our last 2 bans were terrible. So the middle bans were fine. We took out Brood, Medusa, and Meepo. Again, we're just worried about all the Meepo going cheese stuff. Last phase, we banned out Lifestealer and Jug while heavily leaning on picking Inspector. So we talked about picking Inspector as early as the first phase, as soon as maybe it was second phase, but I want to say we talked about the Spectre really, really early. And we kind of had that in our minds that we would want to go later. The PL got banned, the AM got banned, and so we were thinking PL, AM are out. We may ban Wraith King at the end, and then Spectre's basically the best hard carry possible. We ended up banning out Jug and Lifestealer. I think both of those were unnecessary. We would have loved to have the enemy team play Jug or Lifestealer. And we saw them ban Faceless Void and Luna. And the Luna ban should have given it away that, hey, wake up, there's one more illusion here in the pool. I actually suggested Naga for us. I wanted our mid player to play Naga mid. That got shut down pretty quick. And unfortunately, we ended up picking the Spectre thinking we were going to have a better late game. And they got the Naga on us. And while we were confident in our ability to fight that, it didn't work out well. We recognized the Naga was going to farm faster than the Spectre, and she did. The Naga farmed way faster than the Spectre. Our Spectre got left behind pretty badly. The top lane didn't go great. So Spectre lost a lot of XP from the Enigma denies, and then the Nyx kind of bullied the Snapfire around, so there wasn't like a lot of kill potential on that. I think Enigma hit 6 when Spectre was 5, and then got a solo kill with the Black Hole. So that kind of hurt the laning stage a little bit, and we didn't really keep up the pressure, the good pressure we had early game on the Naga to make it up. We ended up killing the Naga like 3 times in the laning phase, but Naga decided to go Midas and try and go for a super late game build, and that worked out just fine. So Strats here has the AI assessment, so we have a slight advantage on Disable. They don't have any advantages in any other field. We're kind of evenly matched on everything else. But the problem is the win rate here. So at 20%, the lineup by itself says Radiant has an 81% chance to win. So we're working with 19% chance at 20 minutes. And that's what it felt like. We started losing the game around the 10-minute mark. And then by the 20-minute mark, we were on the back foot and completely in the hole. So theoretically, this narrows out a little bit as the Spectre goes super late, but even at 52 minutes, we've got a 12% disadvantage. So the late game Spectre actually never catches up, and so Naga remains the superior late game hero, or their team remains the superior late game draft for the entire duration. Part of that was the Spectre not the Spectre, the Silencer Enigma matchup, but I think a lot of that was the Spectre Naga matchups. We didn't expect to have Meatbone catch up in farm. All right, so I'm going to combine this draft video with the P5 because usually otherwise no one watches the draft video. All right, so we're going to do a replay analysis from player perspective with each hero. And again, this isn't to point out, oh, you know, I would have done better or anything like that. Obviously, I wouldn't have. I would have done much worse than everyone else. This is just to point out what I think could have been improved on, or maybe improved on in the future, or decisions we could have done differently. And you know, it helps me a lot for, you know, my captaining and game sense, even if nobody watches these and gets anything out of it. So don't get butthurt about any of the criticism. And if anyone has any you know, critiques or improvements or suggestions or anything for my gameplay, I'm happy to hear all of it. So that would help me not drag the team down. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. All right, starting items all look good. I think we're going for a first blood here. We talked about how our level 1 team fight is better, so I think I'm telling the team that I'm going to lead out. I'm calling for Snapfire Cookie to be the jump-in spell, and so the idea is I cookie forward with Battery Assault, and we catch whoever the first person is and just blow them up. And lucky for us, it actually ends up being the Naga Siren. So here we go, I'm calling for Cookie, throws the cookie perfectly, get the angle, and with Battery Assault we can't split into illusions, which is great. It's a nice direct counter to the Naga before she can split. Alright, for some reason we start talking about going top, so the team splits a little bit. There's a little bit of, you know, taunting here with all the voice lines, but we're looking for a second fight. And so the second fight, I remember, actually goes well too. So I think we kill the Nyx. I come in around late because I'm going around the top side here. Everyone else postures on the rune. One guy's bottom. I guess she's trying to secure that one. And we should get another kill here real quick. Here we go. Alright, good cookie. Sets up the battery assault. And then Nyx is dead as well. Perfect. So all in all, perfectly played by the Snap. I think he's going to go place a ward now.
Well, this is a paradox.
Okay, so he's showing up to lane. Looks like he's going to place a ward. Pump fakes it and leaves. Nyx will see that the wards are still in your inventory, so that pump fake doesn't really do much. Okay, looks like Nyx has a sentry. There's trades here I don't think are good. Let me see. Alright, so here 51 damage, 4 armor, extremely slowly, 125. Nyx is working with 49, 4, and 120. So the trade's about even, depending on if you get your stun, but in this case you got stunned. So the trade is going in his favor. Yeah, and you're kind of running as he's getting hits on you in the rear. Did Nyx have an item? No, he doesn't have a movement speed. Okay, so he's got Orb of Venom. That kind of hurts. Alright. Looks like a body block for the hard camp. Excellent. I would also drop the sentry ward there. Looks like you dropped it outside the box. So that's a little unfortunate, and I would have put this ward in the box, because even though the Nyx saw you body block it, he's not going to expect there to be a ward right after you body block. He's just going to expect that you use your body, and then the next wave, or the next minute, he's going to get it back. You put the ward just outside, and I guess that's to hopefully get vision of his wards or something, but I think you lost some value there. Alright, trading poorly. Right click right there. Okay, so I think in that last little bit you could have right-clicked him more. So you're leading him back. You doubled back several times, which is weird. So that's a replay bug. That stun's not there. So yeah, here's the box. You body block. Nyx sees you body block, which is good. And then you should turn around. You should drop the sentry, but whatever. Come up here. All right, sentry's outside. You shoot. You turn around. You run away. Looks like you're going to shoot again, but then you don't. So you just walked a circle right there for no reason. You gave the Nyx a free right click. Then he gets another right click. You're going to eat the tree and go through. Okay. Nyx is coming within tower range. Maybe you can bait him here. See, here's the good part, is you get right here and then you turn around. So as the Nyx is coming in, this is where you want to turn around and actually start man fighting him, because if the Nyx takes the bait, then he doesn't realize that he's coming within the range. So the tower is like right about here. You walk up to this point, you stop, you turn around, and then you actually start attacking back again, because that means the Nyx will go right here within tower range, and at that point, instead of just trading the 49 versus 51 damage, you're getting the tower hits on him, and you would have won that trade. But I think here you just keep running, and the tower only gets one shot off on him. Yeah, so the tower gets one shot, but if you had baited him into staying there for a second, you could have gotten 2 or 3 tower hits on him if you misplayed it. And if you didn't, then you would have gotten a free right click. I think it was poor trades. Okay, so you're going for a jump there. Nothing happens. Spectre is way too far away. Okay, so that's a shame. So as this is happening, looks like you're going to try and cookie in, which is good, using the creeps to stun and damage. But if you don't have your other hero in the lane with you, then this is a lot of wasted effort. So Spectre, for whatever reason, isn't following you. There's no waves either, so this is the end of the wave, so it's not like Enigma needs to be in this area. So that was kind of a low value cookie there. Yeah, you got the stun and the right click on him, but now you're trading terribly again with the Nyx, and Nyx has completely bullied you out. So you're at just over a third health, and Nyx is like 80%. So you're trading very poorly here, it seems. Nyx has your sentry. That's a shame. You probably did check to try and de-ward here, so it wouldn't have really mattered where you put it anyway. So my previous suggestion is irrelevant. Going for a pull. Okay, good stuff. Single camp pull. Brings it in. Got it. Right click, right click. No, you're getting too close. You're standing in the creep. You're like taking damage from the little creeps and the Nyx. It's just a bad spot. Alright, so you get another tango. You're dancing around. I don't know what's going on here. Blast him. You were staying for a really long time. This looks bad. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, you pause to sit still to move a Sav into your inventory, but you're not going to use it anyway because he's chasing you. And now you're running back home. Okay, so I'm not really sure what happened there. So you ended up pulling the small camp in, which is perfect. You walked down a little earlier than I think you should have. So you started taking some damage from the creeps, and you let Nyx right-click you while you were trying to right-click some of the creeps. So I think you should have come back up. Let me see if I can skip back to that part. Yeah, right here. All right. So you're here. Pull looks like it's going to be perfect. Okay, so right here, you pull the creeps up. This looks good. This is all good. Right here, you turn around too early. So you've already connected the pull here. I guess maybe you thought the Nyx was going to start solo wailing on this creep and you wanted to be able to try and deny it. But right here, you start coming back to it. I think you need to come up in the lane a little bit and let these melee creeps tank the damage here because 394, I think you're going to start taking some damage. Yeah, so you're already taking damage from these guys. You walk past your creep. So rather than posture up here where you can just safely range shot this creep right here, now you're trading with the Nyx again, and once again you're trading with the Nyx is inferior, so you're losing each time, and you keep running with him. So like you got a right click, Nyx actually ran away for a second, and then you continue to run into him, so you're really in a bad spot here because now you're tempted to go for this deny, and Nyx is just going to wail on you for a little bit. So you went too early. Okay, you got that one. Now, for some reason, rather than running back to your tower where you have the extra armor and regen and whatnot, you're dancing over here. And this is all bad because then you do a dance here. I guess you're trying to stay within XP range, but you could have walked all the way around. For some reason, you're staying here. You do use a little bit of mana to nuke him, but okay, ring around the rosy, you're getting away. He's still getting some hits on you. You're not attacking. Very small blast for 120 damage? Didn't look like 120. You still got a tango going at this point, and then you eat another one. So you've wasted all three of your tangos. You try to move the windlace in, that's good. You pause for a second, he keeps getting hits, and now you're just completely bullied out. You escape so you don't die, which is good, but I'm going to say that's pretty bad here. So now, you do have level 2 before the Nyx. The Nyx is still short on XP. The Spectre is doing well against the Enigma, even though the Enigma should be denied range creep. Spectre's 1 ahead. Let's see, net worth. You're a little bit behind the Nyx, maybe by 100, but probably that's a lot of the consumables, I imagine, or maybe whatever it is you bought on the courier. But that feels kind of bad, because I feel like you're at a pretty big disadvantage. Now you're running home to do who knows what. Okay, so you're picking up the Spectre's items. That's good. So Spectre will get an Elven skin early. You pick up tangos for Spectre, but not for yourself. So those are Spectre's tangos. Doesn't look like you're going to buy any more regen, so you're just going to play the rest of the lane with the Sav. Okay. You should also move the Iron Branches up. I expect you to do that. There you go. Iron Branches up. Why not move the Sav up? So you move both Iron Branches up into your inventory. Your courier's not coming anytime soon. Why not have the Sav? It's low probability that you run into issues, but this Sav shouldn't be in the inactive backpack slot. Your courier's not showing up anytime soon. So I'm not sure about these 2 wards either. So Nyx goes back to harass, and you take the time to double D-ward. You check the small camp. Small camp's safe. I don't know what this ward is doing over here. I guess you thought about posting it up here to check for vision. And I guess maybe you're thinking about you're going to post your sentry and then post your observer, but then you don't post the observer. So, wow, that's a shame. Okay, so Nyx went to harass. You posted your sentry like you were going to check for this observer ward up here, and of course this observer ward is up here. And you don't post your own observer ward, so you actually can't see it. So you wasted the value of the sentry, and you're continuing to let him have this observer. And then after this fight ends, you're still staying over in this area. So, they pump faked. They lured you back to handle the issue with this, or with the Spectre gain dough. There's no way you connect that pole, so that's unfortunate, but that's fine. Creepy Therm's not terrible here. All right, let's go back to your perspective. Okay, stun. I remember you saying over voice you wanted to farm the Eidolons here, which is a shame because I think Spectre wanted to dive in and get some damage on the Enigma. So now you guys are trading poorly again. Spectre's not doing so hot. Okay, looks like it's going to be a good pull. You're going around the top side. No, you went the wrong way. Okay. Okay, so that pull was looks like a mistake to me. Okay, so here you go. 55 seconds. You aggro this camp at 55. 55, yep. You start walking it up. Looks like you see the Nyx is going to interrupt. But at this point, the Nyx interrupts and he only gets the big creep. You still had the small creep. So the meeting point, unless I'm mistaken, for this camp is right here. It's in between the trees. So this is actually a tree. It's dead right now. You can't see it. This is a tree, and that's dead. This is a tree here, and then there's like tree here, tree here, tree here. The pull line for this, as I understand it, is you go up through here and you cut straight through the trees. You don't actually go along the sidewalk here. Looks like you tried to take it along the sidewalk, and that delays you. You also turned around and you kind of fought with this creep here when you needed to drag him straight through. So that's getting kind of messy right there. But basically the line is up through here and then straight across so that they hit the wave right here. Looked like you were kind of starting to angle by the sidewalk, which I think is a mistake. All right, so let's go back to watching. All right, so that pull misses. The stack is good though, which is nice. You don't have a quelling blade, so you can't do the vertical pull here. This is actually vertical pull time, so that's a mistake. So I think you need to be communicating with your Spectre to keep this tree dead if you don't have a quelling blade. So since you don't have a quelling blade, this tree is. Let me see if I no fuck. This tree becomes much more important. Why can't I? There we go. So this tree right here, you need to either kill this tree or you need to kill this tree. So you killed, I think you actually killed both of them with tangos early on, and then you used them when you were getting harassed by Nyx to run away. The problem is these trees have now respawned. You don't have any more tangos in your inventory because you didn't buy any. Spectre has a quelling blade, I'm sure. Yes. So Spectre needs to keep these trees dead, and the reason being, shit. Get out of this. The reason being is that this pull should have been the hard camp, not the small camp. So right now, oops, let's rewind it a little bit. Right, so you stacked this camp, you weren't able to do anything, you nuked that guy's clarity, that's fine. You run away. Right here, at this moment, you see that the Nyx is somewhere else, he's hiding, and I think, I guess the safe option, and you wanted to go for the safe option, was to go for that. But at this point, we see the Nyx aggro onto the Spectre. And so maybe you didn't notice that because you were already looking over here. Let's see where's your perspective. Yeah, so you don't actually notice other than on the mini-map if you're looking here. But the Spectre's actually getting harassed now by the Nyx. And so you're going to go for the safe pull and grab the small camp over here. I think the correct answer would be to grab this camp and pull it up through because you're having a bad time aggroing with the Nyx or trading with the Nyx, and you want the Spectre to be able to come over and soap this camp too if he's having a bad time in lane. And I think at this point he's now having a bad time in lane. Enigma's surpassed him on net worth and probably CS2. Yeah, Enigma's beating the Spectre handily. So I think if this tree was dead right here, and of course maybe you just knew that this tree was dead already and there was no point. But really the ideal pull is you aggro this camp, same time as this one, 17, but instead of 17 seconds straight up to here, this one becomes 17 seconds, and you pull straight up to here, this tree is dead or out of the way, and you stand right here as the creeps come this way, and you aggro this wave down into the hard camp box. Alright, moving on. Alright, so you get a uncontested group wave up here, that's good stuff. What was that courier doing over there? I'm not really sure. Alright, so you're over here. Oh, freebie, you missed a free last hit. Okay. So, Spectre's still getting harassed. You start nuking, you missed the deny there, it's fine, no one's in XP range. Looks like you're going to connect. Okay, so that was weird. It looked like you kind of walked over this way, like you thought about connecting it, and then decided not to. Maybe you saw the Nyx, or suspected the Nyx was there, I don't know what. Okay, going for the courier. That's good micro on the Spectre, so you guys are probably talking over voice or something. Maybe you saw it, but good way to save the courier. Although it's sending it back, this may not end well. Did you put that ward just to protect the courier? That's, I mean, I guess. See, I mean, Spectre should have known to take the courier and put it all the way up through the trees, and he should have ran it through the tree line because it's a fucking flying courier now. You shouldn't have had to waste an observer ward to protect the courier. That's a shame. Alright, what's going on here? So you're going for what looks like Tranquil Boots. Oh, good aggro. Here we go. Kill on the Nyx. This will be fun. Hit, hit, hit. Looks like the Spectre started to body block and then gave up and went the other way. It's a shame. One more hit. I think you guys get this one. Ooh, big double stun. He used a salve. Heard the audio cue. And looks like you guys give up here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, pop the tail end of his salve. That's cool. I guess you're staying for the 6-minute rune. This looks kind of bad here. Getting bullied out. Ooh, big save. Nice save from your Ember Spirit there to root that guy so you don't die. Okay, so that turns into a really nice kill there. And Clock is also here for some reason, bullying out the Quap, but Quap is at Blink. She didn't use it yet, so not a lot of value there. Okay, so Windlace, double Iron Branches. I imagine that's going to turn into a magic wand here in a little bit or something. I don't know. And we're back to helping out Spectre. Alright, so this is a good time to aggro, or to try and harass, not aggro. Okay, so you got one Eidolon. Not a big deal there. 55 seconds, pull this out diagonally. Okay, there we go. Good diagonal pull. So you're going in the sidewalk again, so you're missing. Okay, so you got most of them. So you got 4 of the creeps, or is that 3? But you missed one of them. Let's watch this here. Okay, so right here, this is what I'm talking about. So the pathing is underneath these trees, not above the trees. And I think you missed one of these creeps here because of it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 creeps. You aggro 1, 2. Okay, ooh, you almost missed the melees too. So you got 2 melees and 1 ranged, which is good. That's not bad. And maybe in this situation, I guess that'd be really cool if you planned on only doing a partial pull. I don't think that would have helped. I think it would have been good to get all 4 creeps. But if for some reason you were planning on that, then that's great. If you weren't planning on that and you wanted the full pull, then definitely go here. And then instead of going up this way down the sidewalk, cut right here between these 2 trees and then connect the pole right here instead of right here, because this one doesn't work as well. This one is much more reliable for the 55-second timing. Or if you want to do this one, you need to aggro over here a little earlier. So then this timing respectively needs to become maybe like 53 to 54. That's terrible. I don't even know why I tried to do numbers. Okay. Back to perspective. Alright, so you got most of the creeps. Spectre is half-life and no mana, and he might be dead here. Okay, cookie him out. And he's gone. But does he have any regen? He's got 1 tango going, you've got no sound. Okay. So we need more regen in this lane. Lane is going a little poorly for the Spectre. So he's caught up on CS, but he's got half the denies the Enigma. That's just because the Eidolons. What's the net worth? Is he ahead? He is actually ahead of the Enigma by 40. Good shit. What's their experience? You've been out of lane a lot, so you should have pretty good XP. Okay, so the Enigma's ahead of him on XP. Both 6s. Wait, did he die already and you weren't there? I thought the Spectre died and you weren't there, so I wasn't even pay attention on your replay. It's kind of interesting. Alright, so now we're going for a kill here. Spectre haunts back after the clock had already moved up to gank, whatever. So Spectre gets the kill there. You've got like no health, no mana. Okay, good single pull. Should connect this one, I imagine. Yay, free item. Connect this with the hard camp. That's really good. Okay, so you got almost all of them. You got all the melees and missed the range. You're not staying though. That's kind of interesting. So you walked. I'm not sure why, but for some reason you connected the pull and then you walked back in the lane and you followed the range creep for some reason and then decided, nah, forget it, and turned around and then you came back. But you probably took yourself out of XP range of whatever creeps might have died, or your chance to CS some of them. So that was kind of weird. Going for kind of a weird stack here. That'd be kind of cool. Nope, missed it. Damn, that would have been cool. That's a neat trick if that works out. Alright. Alright, did Spectre already die to the solo black hole? No, not yet. Okay, so he actually was level 5 when Ningmu was 6, but I guess the actual kill must have come much later. Okay, so that's good. So it looks like you got the pull there. I don't remember seeing. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I want to see when you aggroed. 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 24. Okay, so about 23 and a half to 24. So you did have to aggro that camp an extra half second early in order to get the pull. So let's just go with this point is 35, or what was it? 55, 53 to 54, and then the tree one is 55. Alright, so you locked your windlace so that you don't get tranquil boots. Okay, whatever. This is where Spectre dies to the solo kill. You're on a warding mission, and then you're dead. I wonder if they knew that you were warding there. So that's kind of interesting. I'm going to say I don't really love that, so I'm not really sure what the point of that was. So I guess you were trying to get this ward out while it was still darkness. The problem is multiple lanes were missing. People weren't in their lanes. People were roaming around, so they had these extra heroes here. And then you being out of lane may or may not get the Spectre killed. Maybe if you're there, the Spectre survives that solo kill attempt against the black hole. Okay, 10 minutes in, we're going to say that's the end of. The P5 laning perspective, and we'll go through the mid game. But the mid game, I'm not going to do individually. That'll be from a team perspective. Let's see. Now we're just about right. Spectre is a little behind, and then XP. You're doing much better than the Nyx, which is good. Nyx is roaming too much, and looks like Enigma only has a slight advantage over the Spectre. All right.